Hi my lovelies, and welcome to my channel Weird as the New Black. My name is Kat. This is going to be a channeled reading on what is the spiritual tea on your person. I'm not quite sure what's going to come up in this one. Anyway, sorry about delay in this reading. I've been on holiday with my dad, and then I came back to like a 55-hour work week, and then I collapsed in a small heap. And I haven't been particularly well, so this was a bit of a struggle, this one. But regardless, please choose your card intuitively for this particular reading. And as ever, my lovelies, I will see you on the other side. Hi lovelies, it's just for you that chose the Temperance card. So I'm a bit hanging today, so forgive me in advance if my wordage doesn't come out in straight lines in the way that I hope it will. So what am I seeing with this? I'm hearing that you've had to stay very calm, and it could be that, yeah, you've had to stay very calm with another person. For some of you, this is in the past, and there's something in the message of this reading that wants to give you information on the karmic repercussions of this person, because I feel that in somehow they're being enacted or triggered, or there's some kind of karmic link here. This person could well be a karmic energy to you, or is, yeah, it feels very much like there's a lot of karma involved between you and this person. And I'm seeing a bullet. It's got something to do with, it feels kind of past life related, and it feels like it may be something to do with a battleground or warfare, or enemy lines is what I'm hearing, or sleeping with the enemy. I just heard that as well. So this person has made an enemy of you. Have they put themselves in a position in opposition to you, even if you do not perceive this person in those terms, or there's like, you don't see them as a foe, and that's not how you perceive things, is what I'm getting. But they have continually created oppositional energy between the two of you, and they've done it in quite a forceful or sudden or unexpected or kind of brutal way with this bullet that I'm seeing. I'm seeing the word malice written across this bullet. Yeah, personal attack is the sensation, like really, like very personal attack with this energy, or it cuts to the quick, or it cuts to the bone. And again with the past life energy, you could have there could have been some kind of shooting and warfare involved with this person in a past life, is what I'm getting. Hearing guns. I'm hearing a battle. Yeah, I mean, it could be that one of you shot the other one in a past life. I don't know why I'm getting that, but don't only take it if it resonates, right? But the feeling is here that this person is like quick hair trigger is what I'm getting. So it's almost like they can go from 0 to kind of apoplectic or mental is what I also want to say. Or, and I'm hearing the word tantrum as well. It's almost like this person. So if this isn't resonating, please do a different part. Please pick a different part, because I feel like with this person, there could be like strong, violent outbursts, or throwing shit around, or slamming of things, or there's noise involved with this person, or, suddenly shouting, or vitriol. I'm hearing that as well. Vindictive. I'm hearing that as well. Holy shit. This person is very envious of you, and it's something to do with your ability to not react to this energy, or to not be pulled in to this energy. There may have been a point where this person did manage to pull you into that tit for tat or conflict zone, but it's almost like the way I'm picking up your energy now is like beyond that. It's non-reactionary, it's neutralized, there is, but it still fucking hurts. This person's behavior would still be shocking, or kind of gobsmacking, confounding, hurtful, spiteful. And again, the bullet is small, so it's not like, I don't feel like this is an ever-present energy, but it's ever-present in that it's like the sword of Damocles. It's like hanging over the fucking situation between you the entire time. Like at any point, the sword could fall. And it's given me like, you know, Begbie from Trainspotting, who scared the shit out of me because I never knew what he was going to do. And I felt the same way about like Heath Ledger's Joker as well. I was scared to watch him because that kind of unpredictability, the kind of, it's slightly unhinged, not gonna lie, slightly unhinged. And it's like a foreign element or a foreign body, because now what Spirit is showing me is like a seed. Or some kind of, you know, when I don't even know what I'm looking at Spirit. I'm not good at biology. So I'm looking at a Petri dish, and in the Petri dish is like a spore. I want to say a spore, and it's like black. And it's like in this person, and that spore is like a growing thing. And it's insidious, this energy. It could have strong implications for this person's health to carry around this kind of energy with them. They need to come to terms with it. And I feel like the way in which they come to terms with it, the way in which they will eventually come to terms with it, if they haven't already, because a lot of them, I don't think they have. I think that they are in some kind of denial about this. Or they just don't want to take accountability. Yeah, that's the feeling. This is not somebody that would recognize themselves as malicious or vindictive or spiteful or raging, like enraged suddenly, or they wouldn't see themselves in those terms. They don't see themselves in those terms. They tell themselves that their behavior is acceptable. And it's completely because of whatever it is that they feel that you are responsible for, because this is somebody who has to palm off responsibility because they cannot take personal accountability for this behavior. This person would really struggle to apologize for like fairly outlandish behavior or sudden behavior or aggressive behavior, or they don't want to apologize for that, is the feeling. So this is somebody that has to present themselves in kind of glowing terms to themselves, but they're really still at war, is what I feel Spirit is saying here. They're really still, this is somebody who draws battle lines with people, because of this envious energy that they possess. And it's because of your unflappability, or it's because of your, in some way you've mastered the energy of a reactionary force in retaliation, in emotional retaliation, I want to say, to this person, because it's pointless to fight. And this is like a massive, because I feel like this is like a big karmic cycle, because I feel like this goes back like many lifetimes, that you have been in conflict or combat in some way with this person, or that they are somebody that has betrayed you, or done something extremely underhanded, unexpectedly, or caused issues that didn't need to be there, because they're still fighting. And in truth, they're fighting with themselves. And the reason why they can't handle your energy, because this is the kind of energy where you'd be sat there going, quoi? I mean, what? How can you react to that? Or how can you, or this is like way overblown behavior for for a seemingly inconsequential trigger is the sensation. So I feel like your energy could have been not only shocked but and taken aback, but yeah, there's some kind of unexpected sudden irrationality going on with this. Or yeah, this is somebody who pretends to be your friend in a past life and then, you know, gets paid money to kill you type feeling. I mean, it's really intense, this energy. And it's not something you identify initially, because you identify on a soul level that there is a connective energy here that needs to be explored for your highest good. You've broken some kind of mad karmic cycle that I feel has like repeated itself. And I think maybe in some lifetimes you've taken them out, or they've taken you out in some kind of way. And I obviously I don't mean that like in this lifetime in a physical sense, because it's beyond that energy now, because you've elevated, or I feel like you've had a couple of past lives that you've really had to deal with some like deep shadow stuff. Or again, if you're in conflict, or if you're fighting in a battle and you're killing the enemy opponent, like that's the sort of scarring, that can leave you with in terms of reconciling yourself to your own humanity, is the kind of energy that, if you mastered, would be like ultimate temperance energy of having to balance within yourself like very dark elements and very high vibrational energy, because that's how you're coming through to me in this reading. It's very high vibrational energy. Yeah, I kind of, it's giving me Nelson Mandela, and I'm not blowing smoke up your ass here. This is an allegory, right? But it's reminding me of the fact that when he went into prison, his prison guard like beat him up daily. And he had to deal with that on a daily basis, these daily beatings by this guy. And he somehow found it within him to find compassion for this person that was doing this to him. And this individual ended up like not being able to beat him up because of how it was making him feel, that he just kept bringing compassion into that situation, which is a very Zen-like energy is coming through with that, a very balanced energy, a very implacable energy, or and it must have been, just think of the emotional turmoil that he would have been going through in that space. And he must have felt all kinds of ways about having that done to him. And yet this guy ended up, I think, becoming one of his closest supporters. And I think he served him for like pretty much the rest of his days. That was the level of loyalty that he ended up having towards him. And there is this kind of ability that you're mastering, or you have mastered, to neutralize and be able to connect with a compassionate energy, to be able to recognize the complete waste that is the combat arena with this person, especially when they're unwilling to take accountability or even perceive their shadow space as a problem. You know, because, you know, the malicious energy, spiteful energy, it takes joy in the control or the dominance that it has in that moment. That's all that matters in that moment. And I think that your ability to recognize in this person the nature of the energy, and when I say nature, I mean it's an evil energy. And I feel like that would be 100% visible on your face in terms of how you would react to somebody like chucking shit around, or just being vicious, or your ability to be, you know, shocked by that, but also non-reactive is ironically another reason why this person has a big problem with your energy. Because the mirror that is held up to them, it insists that they have to look at it. And I feel like, karmically speaking, you are the line in the sand for this person's behavior, because even if they try and deny it to your face, they can't deny it to themselves, is what Spirit is saying. They can't deny it to themselves. And even if they're managing to, at this point in time, imminently, there is a time coming when they're going to have to acknowledge it to themselves and acknowledge the repercussions of their behavior in terms of possibly the fact that you're not there, or your absence, or your withdrawal from this energy, or the retreat, that like strategic retreat from this person, or I feel like this has had a wider impact. This person's behavior has had a wider impact on other people or other situations. This is something that it is embedded in their behavior. It is something that they will do again. It is something that people who know this person will have seen this energy. And for some of them, I feel it's like fairly obvious, but for others, I feel like it's insidiously hidden. Like it's within, it's hidden. A lot of the time, you might not see this energy. A lot of the time, it might not be present, or you might feel it's not present. But there is this, it's a very embedded kind of past life connected. It feels intense, but this seed is malicious. This seed is like hateful and spiteful and targeting your energy in particular. And there is some kind of latent subconscious memory, I think, of these past life interactions, or the whole karmic game. This person is kind of here to play this role so that you recognize just how far you've come in this situation, in terms of your ability to kind of plug the holes in your auric field that this person has shot holes through. And there has been damage aurically here. Damage definitely in the heart chakra, potentially solar plexus chakra as well. I want to say I'm kind of feeling just on the right hand side, just slightly lower than the belly button, almost like it's almost like I've got a bullet wound in my gut. It is the sensation. It feels very suddenly very uncomfortable in that particular area of my body. Or there's a lot of damage that has been done by this person. And I know that you recognize that, but I think you also don't hate them. You haven't hated on them. You haven't found it in your heart to feel that they are somebody you should put yourself in opposition to. They may have pissed you right off, that you may have been flabbergasted, or you may have been shocked, but you haven't responded in a way that this person expected you to respond in, or try to manipulate you to respond in, because they wanted the retaliatory energy to come back at them, is the feeling, so that they could give themselves, they could say, oh, it was a fight that we had, or it was, rather than I kicked off for no good reason. It's the feeling. I kicked, or I had a tantrum for no good reason, or I was really fucking dramatic, or I was suddenly really intensely aggressive, or I said some mean shit, or any of those things. This person has no real recourse in their behavior. Whatever they give you as the reason for them behaving the way they do, it will be all your fault, or it'll be somebody else's fault, or it'll be, not their fault. It's not their fault. They see themselves in these like self-righteous terms, this person. Yeah, so there is karma going to be enacted here, and not only is that karma involving that kind of loss of you, which I think this person will feel very deeply, but only when you're truly lost is the sensation, because some of you are still entangled in this energy, or you're still connected to this energy in some way, shape, or form. Others, I think you have, it's over, it's done, and they may have managed to delude themselves for quite some time, but there's something about the nature of the energy you're sitting in now, or the circumstances surrounding your world now, or some kind of epiphany, or some kind of completely like dropping of this situation where you're like, I no longer give two shits, that enacts the karma, that enables the universal forces to deal with it. Because I think a lot of people who, you know, they're like, I really want that person to receive karma, I really want them to get their just desserts. You by even thinking that, you block the karma, you block that karmic force from doing what it does, because you're still entangled in that space, you're still participating in that energy by even wanting that person to receive some kind of like universal punishment on your behalf. Because again, you know, we have to come to the point where we recognize that we get exactly what we need when we need it, in order to be able to grow in the way that we grow. And it's only with hindsight you look back and you're very grateful for those situations, no matter how fucking difficult they were, or trying, or provocative is also what I feel the need to say. You are grateful for who you become from those situations. And so it's kind of radical self-love that you're connected to, and it has to be this kind of level of intensity that connects you to that energy, so that at least one of you, and in this case you, has the ability or the power or the leveling up capability or the high vibrational tone to break free from feeling that you have to play out a scenario, which I feel like you've played out on multiple occasions in different lifetimes, with less advancement in your spiritual self. Yeah, there's been some hard, I'm seeing war and battling again. I feel like it's been some hard energy in association with this person. There's been blood spilt, is the sensation here. And this time round, it doesn't have to be that way, but the nature, even if it's just like verbally abusive, that the nature of that energy is akin to a bullet through the auric field. So spirit is like, if you're still in this situation, you have to be very aware of your auric space, very aware of your healing energy, and of focusing in on your healing, and neutralizing and continuing to neutralize, even if it involves an emotional removal in some way, that, you know, that has you feeling a little bit numb. That's okay. The numbing is the kind of the agent of the healing. You know, we numb the area in order to heal the area. It's okay to feel like numb to that space, or numb to the person when you're in that space. In fact, it's actually quite protective, is the sensation. It's like a very healthy apathy is what I'm picking up. But the fact that you have connected with this energy, again, with that high vibrational tone, part of their karma is that your energy will force them to have to come to terms with this. They can't pretend not to see it within themselves. And even if that's a delayed reaction to your departure, then I think this reading is telling you that's happening, and it's going to happen. And if it's not happening right now, it's on the cards, is what I'm getting, is on the cards. You may have had to kind of retreat away from this person, or retreat away from dealing with this person, because of the emotional turbulence that it causes you to be in proximity to this person, or the anxiety is also what I feel the need to say, or the sorrow or the concern, or because again I feel that you there's love here for this person in this space, even though their behavior may not be deserving of that energy. It's not about whether they deserve it or not, right? It's not about whether they deserve it, because spirit radically loves all of us. So it's about you acting in accordance with the spiritual space. And I do feel like spirit is giving you a sizable round of applause, and really proud. I'm getting that they're really proud of how far you've come in yourself, how capable you are of leveling up. This is it's masterful energy that connects you to that compassion space. It's masterful. And there's a lot of good stuff on the cards, and either you're experiencing that right now, or it's just about to happen, or it's already happening. And that is the table turning on this person. I'm hearing, don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you got till it's gone. And I feel like you recognize that it's sorrowful, that the energy has to be departed from in this way, or that it's messy, or that this person chooses to behave this way. But that you have no choice other than to leave them to it, especially if there's no middle ground, there's no meeting in the middle. This is somebody who'll want you to do all the legwork to fix a problem, because you are the problem. So you need to be fixed, according to this person. And you may have taken on board energy that didn't really belong to you, but I feel like you've done a lot of work on yourselves in terms of, which bits of this do I own and which do I not own. And I think that you are now releasing all of the remaining energy that could be owned by you that doesn't belong to you. You're giving back the energy that doesn't belong to you. Yeah. You're giving back the pain, you're giving back... They have to live with this, but they're the one that wants to hold on to a negative energy. They want to hold on to an enemy space. And you're being asked to look after you. You're being asked to look after yourself, even if it means retreating, because this little frog it's kind of hiding a little bit in my mind, or it's just keeping itself to itself, or it's removing itself. And the clouds are giving me like it's removing itself from a negative energy that's sort of been very sorrowful or sad or retractive in your space here. But emotionally, it's emotional, the feeling, the water that it's giving, it's an emotional energy that's coming through with this. And because I feel that you are sensitive, this person has had like traction to manipulate that space, or to be able to hurt you, or to be able to shock you, or they want you to be provoked. They actually quite enjoy that energy. They don't see it as a problem. And because this person is not sensitive in that space, they're sensitive to their own needs. They're sensitive, highly sensitive to anything that they may perceive as criticism, or you trying to approach this as this is an issue for you. Like that would not go down well with this person. And therefore there is no means of hitting an accord with this individual. They don't want one. They don't want an accord. They want battle lines. They want, you're on that side and I'm on this side and we are enemies. That's what I'm getting. They don't know how to compromise this person, and it's very, very unhealthy, and they're going to have a lot of repercussions from that. I think some of their karmic energy could very much be in the body as well, with that spore, the growing spore. This is a behavior that is just going to get progressively worse, progressively more frequent with them. Fire energy, the rage of that, you can't put a lid on it. especially if they're getting pleasure out of the moments where they can upend your boat so that they are back in control, or they're controlling the energy, or you're the one receiving the energy and they're the protagonist of said energy. They want you to, they just want you to, it's their way of getting attention. It's their way of, it's fucked up, but I think it's their version of love. Excuse me. I think it's some kind of a version of love that they have. And I think that's all I've got on this. I can't think of anything else I need to say. Is there anything else, please, Spirit? Again, they're just driving home just how significant your energy is in the process of ending this enormous kind of binding cycle over multiple lifetimes with this person. There may be another lifetime where it's fine, but again, they have to choose to do the work. They have to choose to do the work, and in the meantime, you're so much higher in your vibration that Spirit is removing this energy, or removing you, or you've already been removed from this space, because they can't have this energy in proximity to your energy. They almost despise you for your energy, which is high vibrational. That is the problem that this person has with you. And there's fuck all you can do about that. And certainly cannot diminish your own energy, and you can't take away your recognition for what the true nature of how dark that is, that energy that they carry, and how dangerous it is also. You may not understand why they continue with it, but you also recognize the quality of the negativity that's going on with this person. And again, they cannot abide that. They cannot abide the mirror of you recognizing that, and you can't not recognize it. Sad, really, isn't it? It's super sad, but I think that's all I've got for you, and I really hope it resonated, my darlings. And if it did, please whack me a like, drop me a comment. Lovely to hear from you as ever, and I'll read for you again soon. Bye. Hello to those of you that chose the Empress here. This is interesting. So what I'm seeing, right, I'm getting an image of a tower, and it's an old stone square tower. And it feels like, there's some kind of scaffolding been put all the way around this tower as far as I can see it. And so I feel like the first thing I want to say about this person's energy is that if there's some kind of sorrow about the state of dilapidation of the tower. Yeah, this is interesting. I feel like okay, so I feel like I'm kind of walking up to the tower in my mind's eye, and what I'm seeing are like big cracks. It's like I'm on the scaffolding and I've like got up high, and I'm looking at the cracks all the way down to the foundations, and there's something like game over almost about the tower. It's like, in order to repair this tower, it requires disassembling it almost in its entirety in order to preserve some stone or something, because there's no rescuing this tower at this stage in some kind of way. It's already there's an inevitability about the fact that it will collapse. It's almost easier to let it collapse than it is to take it apart brick by brick. But there's so much scaffolding around the tower, and the scaffolding looks really strong. It looks really durable. It looks really like well put together, and it's kind of showing itself to me as really like impressive. in some way, shape or form here. It's there's an efficiency about the energy that it's bringing forward, but the tower, because the tower is obscured by the scaffolding, when I stand back in my mind's eye, I can't see the level of disrepair or the level of neglect. I also want to say neglect. And because it's behind the scaffolding, it's making me think it's the core energy, it's the core space, it's giving me heart space energy. So it feels like this person has neglected themselves in the heart space, is the sensation that I'm getting, or they've been neglected in a heart space, or they haven't made heart-based decisions potentially, or they've led with it's almost like we can make this work, or like this is a workable situation, or this can be repaired, or this can be fixed, or this can be scaffolded. It just needs some extra support structures, or there's some kind of delay to the inevitable, which is interesting because there's been a delay between me recording this reading and the one I did before. It was like the energy wasn't moving. It was like I couldn't grab the tail of my reading, and then all of a sudden now I'm like feeling inclined to, so there's something about a pause and then a collapse, and it's the tower, right? The tower is an energy of shock. It's like unexpected, but there's something expected about this. There's no way you can kind of assess this tower and not see that it's very vulnerable, it's very fragile, it's, no matter how well put together this kind of structure around the edge is, it's kind of protective of something that is not worth preserving at this stage. It is the sensation. Yeah, it needs leveling, because I feel like the base layer it is really strong here. I mean, it feels like there is a strong potential for a completely different structure, and it's almost like this person is very capable of that kind of energy because of the scaffolding. Looks so good in my mind, it's so well put together. It's not like this person doesn't know how to build in a strong way, but like you can't build in a strong way if you neglect the heart. You can't build a strong heart if you neglect heart energy. And so there's something here that is somehow already prearranged, and I want to say that this could be like a strong contract, soul contract, because this person's energy is giving me like emperor energy. It's giving like architectural energy, and for me the emperor is like the architect of society, right? The builder, the master kind of planner of cities and stuff, and you know, human endeavor, or the nuts and bolts is what I'm getting with this this kind of energy. And it's a highly skilled energetically, but you're coming across in Empress energy, and that's, she is Gaia, she is the natural world, she is like the whole potential is on the space, the space of potential, but also, oh, hang on a minute, the wilderness. I'm seeing like air energy. So the Empress like famously represents all four queens. So there's like multiple aspects to both the Emperor and the Empress. But the air energy is coming through here, because what Spirit is showing me is like the movement of air around this structure, or and it's able to access the cracks to this tower and get inside the tower, which is creating movement in a space where there may have been very limited movement with this person, and that could be heart space energy again. Sorry, I might have got such an itchy nose today, partly hay fever. I've been sneezing my head off, but yeah, I sometimes get really itchy nose when I channel. It's so weird. Anyway, yeah. That air energy. So you're able to access in some way this person's heart-centered space, and it's causing disturbance to a space that has not had much movement, and that might not make this person overly happy, is the sensation, because I don't think they've really wanted to look at the state of this space. They've been so preoccupied in building all the scaffolding and keeping things together and trying to control the way in which this tower is going to go down, that they have discounted like one of the fundamental they've discounted nature. They've discounted planet Earth is the feeling. And that is, they can't, and there's something in that about your nature, which is because the air energy, it seems chaotic, it's very mutable, it seems it might appear to this person to have no they can't catch the wind, right? The wind is not structured, and yet it works within its own global system, and has funnels just like there are like big riptides in the ocean and things like that. It has its own rules of natural flow. It's its own realm, right? So it's like your nature, there's something about your nature which has the ability to access spaces that might make this person feel very vulnerable, because in the heart space, and they might perceive your energy as destructive in that way, but again, I feel like saying, you do you, boo. Is the feeling, because the Empress energy coming across to me is really like, it's really fluid. Your energy feels very fluid. It feels very like strong in its natural space, You are the delivery system partly a delivery system to assist the fall of this tower, because this protraction or this delay or this is, I mean, it makes it harder. It makes it harder when this tower falls. Which it will. It's going to be a lot harder for this person to come to terms with the fact that they have been avoiding emotional content, is my sensation. And it's emotional content that's uncomfortable, because the feeling of the tower is emptiness. The feeling of the tower is neglect. The feeling of the tower is a kind of a lack of will, or fire energy is like really lacking here as well. It's almost like Spirit wants to encourage this person to just burn down the old, because I'm seeing a phoenix now in my mind's eye, and it's giving strong death energy with that. It's almost like, so the phoenix can only rise from its own ashes. So there is this sensation, and it's hugely alchemical, strong weird energy coming through now with your person, like strong magical force or magical capability, or you're like untapped magical capability potentially here, and it's potent. Oh, it feels really potent. Yeah, I feel like this person may be suffering from like significant burnout, because when I'm looking at this tower and seeing all these cracks in it, I'm like, ugh, that I don't have the will to even start to repair it, because it's kind of it's pointless. They know that's a waste of energy, and maybe they've sort of tried to do that, or but it's not getting anywhere, or it didn't get anywhere, or so they don't want to waste their energy on repairing it, so they put all their energy into the fucking scaffolding. And it makes sense in a logical, very practical, earthbound way, that, but only if you want to rescue the tower and it's unrescuable in some kind of way. So this person needs to fall apart, is my feeling about this person. They just need to fall apart in some way here. Yeah, and an emotional fall apart is my sensation, and that may happen. That might be the unexpected sort of shock energy that the tower always embodies, because even if you know that something is inevitable, it doesn't make it easier to deal with when you eventually hit that space. So it's almost like this person is delaying the inevitable, is the feeling, and they might feel quite rattled at this point, and you don't really want, you may have rattled this person's cage again with the air energy that gets through the cracks, but it's just, if you've just be natural is my sensation here with this person. Just be naturally in your space. If you feel the need, for some of you, I think very much depends on your circumstances, but for some of you, I feel that there is how do I explain this? What this person does with his energy and this tower, whatever this tower represents to them, whatever situation it's pointing to, it goes back quite a long way with this person. My feeling is that there is like potentially inner child energy, because this is not like a young tower in my mind's eye. Yeah, this energy is like been around for a while, you know, with this person. It's protracted in some way. Oh, Madeleine's just bought a mouse in. Hang on. Yeah, like it's almost like I'm struggling to get a fix now. I feel like this person may evade or be evasive of talking about this potentially, or looking at this situation. It's painful. It has grief attached to it with that phoenix, that death energy. It is empty. There's strong content, strong emotional content in this space, which is uncomfortable, and you may have a way of revealing this content. I don't know. I think that this person is just delaying some kind of inevitable energy, and what they do with it from this point is highly significant to where, you know, Spirit says that you might need to position yourself in relationship to this person. Because if this person continues building their scaffolding to the point where the scaffolding is complete fucking madness, and I can't even see the tower, there's so many extra bits that are not required, all of a sudden it's not efficient, and it's just like slightly obsessional is the vibe. They've got as far as they can go with something. They've got as far as they can go, and if they they can't keep avoiding it. They can't. It's due for demolition on a spiritual level, and it's not a bad energy. It's a really positive energy that is unlocked, it is released. It's the bloody phoenix, right? And I think that this person is going to experience like a falling apart, but it kind of is, it's like sets this person free, because then you, by way of your air energy or your nature, or somehow you reintroduce them to the wild or the wilderness or the great potential, because this person's fire force is fucked in this situation. There's no will, there's no magic, there's no, and I'm seeing someone kickstart like a bike or something. You are some kind of kickstart mechanism potentially for this person to connect with their fire energy, with that phoenix energy. It's almost like Spirit is saying embrace the transformation of a space. Something new is born from the ashes, and it's because there's a sadness or a sorrow or a discomfort that they don't want to look at it. They really don't want to see it. Again, with this like scaffolding, that doesn't mean that it, but they kind of have to recognize it because you've accessed it as the air energy. They kind of have to recognize it. God, this is a weird allegory. It's coming through very weird. So, this person is determined, though they are naturally, like, I think, able to, like, somehow continue. I mean, they put all this fucking scaffolding around this tower, so, they're really determined to succeed, or they have been determined to succeed in some way in regards to making themselves safe in the heart, safe, or at least protected, or at least less vulnerable. And they may have focused entirely on the practical, what's the word, demands of the situation, and not actually questioned whether it was worth investing in the first place, because that's a heart-based energy. So the tower falling is like really difficult, because it's really difficult for this person, because it's gonna, like, it's almost like they've pushed down on how they feel about this, or try to preserve it or protect it or create a vacuum in a sense, so the air doesn't move around. So in some way, like, your empressness is, by way of its nature, assisting the tower energy, which feels like a cosmic energy, and the death energy, which feels like an inevitable cosmic energy, to do what it does best, which is create a brand new beginning. And the brand new beginning I'm seeing is like the Ace of Wands, again with the fire force and the kick-starting of that energy. So there could be strong attraction, strong chemistry. There's something that needs to ignite in this person's inspirational space, because I feel like when it does, this person is fucking unstoppable. If this person puts their natural emperor building energy towards something that they also feel inspired by, passionately driven towards, that feels free or creative, also here, that gives this person complete freedom to kind of imagine like a brand new type of tower is the feeling. They can build something. It feels like prototype energy. This person's got very impressive energy if they just align themselves with their Empress space, which is the sacred feminine energy. And again, I'm getting that like the heart space energy in this person. So you are assisting this person to align themselves with like feminine energy, or they need to recognize just the power of this energy, that this is, like, in spiritual terms, it is the realm of potential within which literally everything is built. So it's an integral part. They may have got like well into the masculine realm, or like in grooves in kind of like a left-brained way. highly capable energy. Your energy feels more nuanced. Your energy feels, this person maybe have like categorizational skills. I'm seeing like tool station now, and it always confounds me that there are so many different types of screws and numbers and like /B and different. Somebody organizes and categorizes all the tools, and it feels very much like it's the sacred masculine realm of like categorization. I'm seeing encyclopedias and shit now. You know, the capability of again, all the nuts and bolts of this situation, but it's kind of rendered pointless when you can't protect an energy that is inevitably, because of nature, going the way that it goes, which is why there's like a higher consciousness at play here that your person would do well to kind of surrender to, is the sensation. It'll take everything from them to try and repair this tower or rebuild this particular type of tower. They have to embrace the newness, and I feel like you're kick-starting them maybe in the fire. They can't categorize you are the uncategorizable force, but it's really difficult to catch the wind. It's real hard, it's real difficult. You need a kind of overall perspective to see the system of how that works. You need a very broad perspective to see airflow over the globe, and that is in fact a system. But when you're standing in the middle of the wind, it feels uncontrollable or chaotic, or again with the sacred feminine energy, like chaotic, sacred destruction. I'm seeing like Kali and you know, forceful, or the ocean is often associated with like fickle femininity because it's a wild and untamable energy. There's something very sacred in the way that your energy connects here. You've got a role to play. Spirit has a role to play for you. You just need to do you, boo. It's the way you do you. And I feel like there's a strong freedom. There's a strong freedom, a strong autonomy, and huge potential. But again, if this person doesn't come to terms with the inevitability of this is going to really kick them. But you can't. I just don't think you can help with this grieving space, or this death energy. It feels like really personal to this person. The best thing you can do is just hold space, in a sense, I suppose. Know that this is coming, though. There is going to be a collapsing, and it feels like an emotional kind of, very emotional energy, actually. Again, it's the inner child is coming through, because I feel like this inner child has felt very abandoned, and I feel like it's about time that this person says to themselves, or pledges to themselves, that they're never going to abandon their own heart space. Because they don't love on themselves. This person needs to love themselves. Again, like nurturance is like a big aspect here. This person needs to like really show themselves love and feel it. It's an emotive energy. Gift themselves what it is they need emotionally, rather than focusing on all of the other stuff. Is the feeling. Yeah, and that might be very hard to watch, somebody trying to avoid giving themselves love. And in some way, I think that you're going to be rattling the cage of this tower energy, and it may be via the contrast to your energy in some sense here. Anyway, I really hope that resonated. I think I've got to the end of it. Is there anything else I need to know about this, Spirit? You might have to go through periods of like retreat being visible or retreat, being visible, be aware or mindful of taking downtime and rest within your energy. Take the right amount of rest, take the right amount of like comfort and peace. And yeah, she's like protecting the young energy, or protecting the inner child. So yeah, just be mindful of giving your inner child what your inner child needs in this space as well, and trying to hold it at the center. And my feeling is it's something to do with like creativity and playfulness and nurturance and nature. Yeah, those are the things that are coming through. So because I feel the Empress is just very good at self-nurturance. So you're being asked to be really strong in you, in just being very natural to yourself, very real to what you feel is emotionally appropriate for you at any given time. And if you need to retreat, or you need rest, or you just need downtime, or you need to go for a massage or like something like that, or gift yourself some kind of, yeah, just put the love into what you do and remind yourself that you're worthy of always giving to yourself here. So you're not going to lie in the road for this person's situation, and nor should you. That's not the point of, that's not why your energy is really spiritually assistive in this space. Okay, well, that was the tea on your person. This has been very unexpected readings so far. So yeah, interesting. I really hope that resonated. And if it did, please write me a like. Please chuck me a comment. Always awesome to hear from you. Thanks so much, my lovelies. Goodbye. Hello to those who chose the Five of Swords. Usually a card that means conflict in tarot, and there is some kind of conflict, but there's like two levels that Spirit is showing me in regards to this person, and one level is very deep energy going on with this person, and it's getting me a little bit excited because there is we will talk about the conflict, we will talk about that, because it's more internal is the sensation with this person. It's like an internal battle that's happening with this person. But I really want to talk about this deeper energy because, oh, it's awesome. This energy that's coming through with this person is just awesome. And I mean big energy, like, oh, very, very big energy. There's something, the word magical is coming into my mind as well. There's something, this person feels like they are kind of, I want to say sponsored by a very high level energy that, yeah, whoa, it's giving me goosebumps. It's giving me goosebumps. Oh, it's intense. The energy that sponsors this person is intense. How do I describe this? Okay, so I want to say yin. It's a yin force energy is the sensation. It has like big compassion attached to it, and the only way I can see it in my mind's eye is like a white sun. That's what I'm seeing, and it's so intense. It's so intense, the energy coming from this, that even though it's almost giving it to me in terms of like it's either far away or it's smaller than our sun or something like that, it's so intense, the energy, and not in a bad way at all, in a deeply compassionate energy coming through this. It's like it graces a space is the sensation of the energy coming through with this person, with the sponsorship of this person. One of mine, that's what I'm hearing, one of mine. Oh, it's like a prearranged deal. So it's almost like this person is an aspect of this higher energy, and they are currently in a physical form, away from the source of this energetic, but never not a part of this energetic. That there's no real distance or so there's like two layers to this person is what is coming through, and one is like what they're dealing with day to day or where they're at right now, which I feel is more embodied in like this Five of Swords energy. But there is this high level consciousness that is I want to say like it's like a deity, or like it feels like goddess force energy. There's no other way to describe it. It's like it's so powerful, the energy, as it expresses itself to me, and it's very nurturing, and it's very healing, and it's very it feels like this energy has been much more prevalent at times in your person's life where they have been facing overwhelming odds, or they have had a really difficult time. This is an energy that kind of alights. I want to say alights because I am seeing that luminosity of that bright white sun type energy, and when I look at it, it's almost like I see blobs in my third eye vision because it's so intense. It's so intense. It's powerful spiritual protection in a sense, but it's also, it's not like this person's not going to go through rough experiences or has potentially been through rough experiences. It's not like they get to avoid those things, but there is this kind of blessed nature that is accompanying your person, this person. Oh, it's really super sacred is the sensation that I'm getting. This person is deeply magical. They may be aware of that, but they may not be. My feeling is that they're a bit preoccupied with the surface level stuff at the minute, and I'm seeing a key in a lock now, a key in a lock. They are unlocking, or there is some kind of unlocking of deep magical knowledge here, or wisdom, or and there's something about the combination potentially of your energy and their energy that unlocks this space. Okay. And if it isn't your energy, for some of you it might not be, but if it isn't your energy that's unlocking this space, it's another energy that's unlocking this space. It feels very ancient. It's almost like, what I want to say is, and it could be your energy, so if it's your energy, like I feel like your energy and this person's energy, there may have been a couple of past lives here. However you encounter each other, it's always like a game changer is what I'm seeing, or like it changes the playing field of your perception or your life or your reality or something. And that could be in the physical, it could be in the material energy, or it could be in the emotional, spiritual, magical. It's kind of on every level. It's almost like the sort of thing that no matter how what your ideas are or where you're heading to, or this is the sort of energy that you will encounter, and it will change the journey, potentially the direction, it changes the game. It's a game changer. Yes. So I feel like even though I'm not picking up on like multiple past lives being shared with this person, the ones that you have encountered each other have always been, it's been a big type of encountering in the energy. But there's a very ancient one is what I'm picking up here, a very ancient one. And this is feeling very, very high priestess meets magician kind of energy, and for me that's like a super sacred union. I know that a lot of people say the high priest is the high priestess's counterpart, but for me in magical terms I don't think so. For me the high priestess like holds all of that knowledge, and the magician the conduit of the knowledge into reality. So there is a natural relationship for me between both of those energetics. But the high priest for me kind of sort of guards the sanctum of that space, or guards the gives it the sacred honor that is required, honors the energy as it is required, and also disseminates and teaches. So maybe there is something here that is to do with dissemination of knowledge, or to do with teaching, because that is coming through. And the magician as well as to do with communication, and the communication of deep wisdom or deep insight. I want to keep saying mission. There may be some kind of spiritual mission that involves this person. I do feel like they're here for a freaking reason, and it's almost like a gift. This person is a gift, is what I feel the need to say. Energetically has very strong allyship in the spiritual sense, but is gifted, and maybe offers gifts to others as well. There may be some kind of dual purpose or dual function involved in you coming together with this person, or knowing this person, or being in this lifetime with this person. Or it's somebody else that is highly significant, that there is this dual purpose of building or creating, or some kind of mission for humanity is the sensation that's coming through here. And it feels very much in the compassionate space. It feels very much in, for this person in particular, feels very much in the healing, and in, I wanna say, there's no way I can put this into words. There's no way I can put this energy into words. It's just so, it's transcendental is the feeling. So there is this kind of transcendental type of energy that goes alongside this person that I feel, even if they're completely unaware of it, I think that it has an impact on the people around them, or it allows people to find peace, like some kind of deep peace associated with this person. But at the moment, that might not necessarily like be how they're perceiving themselves, or how they're seeing the space. So this Five of Swords, Spirit is getting me to look at it in terms of different, breaking it down into different tarot cards. And the first two swords I'm seeing is the Two of Swords. So I feel in some way your person is at a kind of standstill. I'm seeing a gate now. Yeah, they're at this kind of standstill. I feel they feel a little bit boxed in, or a little bit like there may be a lack of movement, or a lack of motivation, or they're sort of going, I want to say kind of round and round in circles, even though I'm seeing a square, but now I'm seeing a circle. Okay. And I feel like that is, there is some, they want to release themselves from this energy. They do not want to feel boxed in. They don't want to feel boxed in. They want to like get out of a situation where they may be boxed, or they may be like held, or like a holding pattern, or like, yeah, I'm gonna have to think about this. There is some kind of situation that feels like it's hemming this person in, or they are feeling hemmed in. Now this could be an external situation, it could be a position, it could be like job, it could be anything, to be completely honest, because all I'm seeing is the square. Spirit is not really giving me that much information, but it's like I see somebody walking around the outer perimeter, and the outer perimeter, and the outer perimeter, and there is a gate, and that's the Two of Swords energy. But the Two of Swords energy, although it does mean, like, it can mean indecision, or it can mean a standstill, it also suggests that now is not the right time to make a decision. So it's almost like this person is biding their time, because I feel that there's a sense here that they will know what decision to make at the right time. Yes, because the third sword that I am seeing is giving me the Ace of Swords, and it feels like it's wobbly in the plinth. That's how I'm seeing it. So it's almost like they're not quite sure they're not quite sure what decision to make in relationship to something here. I mean, it could be, there could be their circumstances, it could be your relationship, it could be entirely internal, is the sensation also that might be happening with this person, because the sword's all about the mentality. 5 is often about like inner conflict, and that's to do with ethical decisions as well. It's to do with what is the right decision for me, or what is the right course of action here. So this person is mindful, it feels, of the right course of action, and they may be over worrying about this because they feel they may be putting a pressure on themselves to make a decision here, or to release themselves from this holding pattern. But I also feel that they are also being asked to wait in some way, shape and form here, because they don't have to struggle. You don't have to struggle with clarity when it is an inspired energy. It just alights, it's that word again. It just alights, and you know what to do, and it feels clear, and it feels easy, and you're like, yeah, okay. You wake up one morning and you're like, this is what I am going to do. And it's that feeling that this person does know that a decision will come to them, but where they are at the moment, they're not feeling that it's necessarily the healthiest space for them to be in. They feel kind of boxed in, but they also don't feel like they can quite determine what the box is. I mean, I could say, this is their job and it's making them feel boxed in. But I think it's more than that. It feels like a deeper energy. It feels like that they are being kind of held by the universe in this way. And I think it's to do with healing. It may be to do with healing a broken-hearted energy, maybe to do with healing like past energy, or that they're working through anxiety-inducing triggers. That's also something that is coming through with this person. The 4 of Swords is stepping out to me like massively within this 5 of Swords energy, and that is giving me the fact that this person, like, their energy levels are not, that's probably why they're being asked to kind of hold. They're being asked not to waste their energy going round and round and round on things, is the feeling, because they may feel a lack of energy, and they may feel super tired at the moment, or they may feel like they need to retreat from the world slightly, or there's something that they're processing through, some triggering spaces that they're processing through that could be touching on woundings, or touching on heart-based pain, is the sensation here that they're drawing up in order to process and transmute. And this person, I think they put pressure on themselves. Mentally, they may put pressure on themselves. Logically, they may put pressure on themselves. Like, there's this sensation of, reasonably or rationally, I should immediately make a decision to do something about a situation which doesn't seem to suit me exactly right now. Or it could cause heartache, or it could cause further pain. It could cause more pain down the road. If I stay in this situation, am I keeping myself trapped in this situation? Am I going round and round in this? Again, this person could worry about worrying almost. There's a strong capability of the mind with this individual, and this is why they have to recall their sponsorship. They have to recall this like high vibrational energy, and remember that from the perspective of this spiritual force, the timing is obvious, because it's all to do with healing. It's all to do with when you feel whole and complete, the decisions are easy and clear, and they come naturally, and you know what the next step is. And so this is about like stepping back from trying to over mentalize or over rationalize or kind of predict the future also is what I'm getting here. They're being asked to work on the Six of Swords energy, which is, the Six of Swords for me is like the eureka moment. It's like when the answer descends, it's the sudden insight, and it's very peaceful, and it's a step-by-step progression as well. So this person's being asked to understand that eureka moments are not something the mind can account or plan for or make allowance for, or they come when they come. And so you kind of have to be in the receptive yin energy, in the receptive to the universe energy, to know when you are ready to move, when you are ready to move in the right direction for you. And I feel like this person is kind of slightly like, should I make a decision? Should I make a decision, or should I be really clear cut about this or this? But they're not in a position to know how to be clear cut about it, because it's kind of transitional is the sensation. What they should be doing, Spirit is saying, is like, see what triggers come up, recognize that they might be related to past situations or past energy, deal with those triggers as they come up in their past energy, take time to like take it steady, to contemplate, to not put too much pressure in them on the mind to work out a solution. Even if they are looking for some kind of solution on the mental level, again, moments of inspiration and insight come when you've distracted yourself away from that space and you're not actually actively trying to think about that space and actively trying to come up with a solution. It's almost like this person has to let the yin chaos, the chaos energy of the yin, guide the space, guide the feeling of the space, like be in tune with their intuitive space. I think that it feels like they're over worrying about something, but I am seeing that wobbling Ace of Swords. Like it gives me, Arthur's sword in the stone, and is it ready to come out yet, Spirit? It's nearly ready. Spirit's like, it's nearly ready. You can't rush the baking of the cake. That's the feeling that's going on here. And it may be that they will step forward and communicate, or there is some kind of communication that will occur in this space where that feels very clear, or or there's more of a kind of a clarity with themselves because they're feeling better. This person could have been purging something, is also what I'm getting from their system, that caused them internal difficulty or triggered certain areas of pain, or like memory, or there was some kind of trigger, is the sensation that has had them in some kind of need to process through. And again, I feel like this has taken quite a lot of energy for them to get through. It could be on the mental level as well, but it feels that with that Four of Swords energy, that is knackering. Like they need some downtime, they need some respite. This person may need you know what I mean. They need to contemplate and to have some quiet is what I'm getting as well. Peace and quiet. I feel like this person can be knocked away from their connection with their sponsor if they get too bound up in their brain, or if they get too bound up in the matrix. Because this person, it has otherworldly energy. The lion's share of their energy is what Spirit is saying is like otherworldly. Or there's a lot of depth to this person, a lot of depth. And they may not even realize the power of the energy that they wander about with. Because I feel like at the moment they may have been just looking on the surface of things, or on the surface levels of things, and they've been needing to kind of deepen into like trying to look at it from a spiritual perspective, or trying to like see the overarching patterns or energies or areas that cause them discomfort or conflict or do trigger the space. So my feeling is that this person is coming to terms with some kind of truth about the way that in which they can get caught up in the mental energy, is the feeling that I'm getting here. There is some kind of truth that they're coming to terms with, and they feel a bit wobbly about it, and they feel a bit unsure about what that is currently, but it is coming clearer. The mists are clearing is what I'm getting. There could be a conflict here between their nature or their natural environment, because again, this is like a fence to me between like the urban world and the natural world here. So there's could be some kind of, this is my reality and this is my day to day, but this, the inner, my natural space, my space where I feel completely in alignment with who I am, maybe in conflict with the external world, or there has been some kind of trigger about that, or they're trying to figure out ways to align that or to get back to their nature is what I'm getting here. I'm hearing don't fence me in. That's what I'm hearing as well. This person doesn't like to feel boxed in any way. They don't like to be compartmentalized or like, I'm hearing the word placeholder. That this person would not want to feel like that they're a placeholder, or that they're occupying a space that feels like a placeholder space. You know, they can't quite see at the moment what their purpose is in something, and it may be to do with you, but it may not be, is the sensation. Because a lot of this feels very private or very internal, and it's like, what is my purpose in X situation is the sensation that's going on. Because this person, I feel like because of this depth of spiritual energy that I'm picking up with this person, and like I say, it might not be something that they use the same lexicon as you, or it doesn't matter. This person does know that they usually have an understanding of what it is that constitutes the connection maybe between the two of you, or where they're going, where they want to go, or where they have how they perceive themselves in relationship to an environment or a space, or does this space mirror me, or is this relationship right for me, or it could be all sorts of things like that, or are my circumstances reflective of who I really am? Yeah, that's what I'm really getting here. So this is about being authentic with themselves and actually having like confidence to be that, without fear of it causing conflict potentially in other people, or other people challenging that space because they are challenged by this person being who they are. I don't know why I feel the need to say that, but like that's coming through as well. There is some kind of conversation or communication, or that may not have happened with this person yet, or they may not have brought forward their truth in certain ways, or they may not have been very clear about what it is that they want or perceive that they want. And I think that's because they're trying to work it out. So if there is a delay and you're kind of like, I don't really know what this person is wanting, actually this whole energy is led by this spiritual force, and it's giving high priestess vibes. So there is no logicking this energy. That it's almost like this person has to trust that the nature of their space and the kind of lion's share of the spiritual space that which they occupy will nudge them, it will show them by way of their feelings, and it could be a heart-based energy as well, and there could be some wounding in that area, which is also why there's some triggering coming up. This person has been made to doubt their intuition, or to doubt their heart in some way, shape or form, or because maybe they've been very much injured. They realize that they need to be balanced. So either this person feels like they don't have the right amount of, that they're not logical enough, and therefore they're worrying about not being logical enough right now, which is exactly what they shouldn't be doing. Is what the spirit is saying. Or they are, or they're kind of protective of their intuitive urges, or kind of that flow of the energy that is sponsoring them, because they fear it will lead them out of maybe a comfort zone, even though the comfort zone feels like like a space where they feel like frustrated, or they keep going round and round, or it's more of the same, or it's like square peg round hole. That's what I'm getting now. They can't make themselves fit into a conventional style of existence, this person, because that's not the energy that they have incarnated with. The energy, even if they can, function very well in that space, the energy that they've incarnated with is pushing this person to recognize that they are standing at a crossroads, they are standing at a threshold, that there will have to be a decision made, that it could be a decision that creates hurt for themselves if they keep themselves entirely in the logical space. So it's almost like the challenge that is coming for this person, or that they know is already there and they're contemplating, is to what degree that they give credence or power to the air energy of their brain over all of the other elements, over the elements of nature and the natural world, over elements of emotionality. And that feels like a very strong energy here as well. The emotional energy feels like it's kind of blocked off, or it's like underground water is the feeling that's coming through with this. It's like underground water, and it is not perceived particularly easily, or it's very difficult to read this person on an emotional level, or know that, because I don't know if they do actually share this depth particularly, or they might share it depending on the energy that's coming back at them. This person is worried about creating conflict. This person is worried about judgment also, is what I'm getting there as well. A judgment on who they are, or how they feel, or and their fire energy is low. They're tired. They're super tired. So this person is like lacking a little bit in inspiration. And they do need to rest and recuperate, but they're in the process of contemplation and trying to work through this conflicted energy. It may be that there is conflict around them. It may be that there are other people creating conflict around this person. Again, I don't really feel like it may be mirroring their internal conflict with themselves in some kind of way, but what I'm getting primarily for this person is that strong sponsorship from that powerful goddess force. And even calling it a goddess force kind of diminishes it somewhat, because I've given it a name. I mean, yin, the yin energy of the universe is, or some other freaking, or a star, a literal consciousness of a star is, and again, I'm seeing the star card here. It's so blessed, this frequency. It's so extraordinary. It's the kind of energy that if you have an experience with that kind of energy, that it alights upon you, you will want to cry out of reverence. It's that feeling that's coming through with that sponsorship force. It's so beautiful. And it's so powerful. I wouldn't fuck with it. It's like, not because it isn't unbelievably compassionate, but because if you fuck with it, you'd immediately feel like terrible about it, and then you'd want to cry, and then you'd feel really guilty, and because it just loves at you. It's the feeling. They may put a lot of responsibility on themselves, this person, to stay in alignment with that. But what Spirit is saying is that the reason why that this energy has chosen to kind of move out away from the source and experience planet Earth type existence this time around, and they have had lifetimes here, but so ancient. So fucking ancient, like deeply magical lifetimes here, like deeply magical lifetimes. Like they could have been in the priesthood or the priestess caste or something, in some kind of way, shape or form here. Their powers are, it could be a lineage thing as well. But yeah, this person carries like strong, powerful energy. I think that the reason why they've come down here is to experience a different version of what I want to say warriorship. I want to say self-decisional energy, like decisive energy is also something that they are trying to balance out. When to bring their creative force of their willpower to bear versus just being in receipt of situations and presuming as well, like wrongly, that a lot of other people also carry this like internal light. They may think that everybody has access to this, and in truth they do. Everybody has access to that beautiful sponsorship, like yin energy, they do. But this person is like naturally already symbiotically connected to it. Is the feeling. It's so extraordinary. It's almost like the light source is like, well, I will allow certain members of my light being world to come and be on Earth at a particular moment in space and time, because I know that they are going to create like this domino effect of healing, or they create this domino effect of like impacting others with their energy, and then that becomes something that's very beautiful, and it kind of moves out into the world. And because this person doesn't have to be like necessarily like publicly visible, I think some of them will be, or it's intended that way, or they are, or something, because the star is visible. But I do feel like they could just be like a star to other people in their remit, or that's how they're perceived. They are a star. There's such strong individual energy with your person as well. It's like strong, like there's something that you can't pin down about this, because it moves with the flow of this goddess force, and I feel like this is a force that they are familiar with in previous lifetimes as well. It's like each time they come through, it's still this force that they've worked for every lifetime. It's still that energy, and that ancient energy that I'm picking up, I feel like it's both of you, or there's a group of light workers or like high spiritual pod or coven or something that is it like it I want to say the word elite. I don't like that word, Spirit, but like it's they are distinguishing it as like an exceptional purity to this person's energy, and because of the purity, it's intense. It's an intense energy, and if it kind of shines its light on you, there's strong emotional content that may be released in this, and it's not necessarily this person like targeting. It's just because they're accompanied by a very powerful force. So this person they make people feel very protected, because they just carry an energy of that kind of deep, receptive compassion in their space. Whew. I think I've got to the end of it. That was absolutely incredible energy. I really hope it resonated. If it did, please let me know. Like, subscribe, drop me a comment. Always great for the algorithm. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll read for you again soon. Bye, guys. Mwah.